everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today we're cloning the Big Mac. Now, this recipe is all over everywhere, so this is not my recipe, and there are a million recipes out there that you can follow to make your own Big Mac clone, so to speak. This one came from All Recipes, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it in our deluxe air fryer to show you that you too can make a Big Mac clone at home for a fraction of the calories, and it's gonna taste just as good as the Big Mac you'd buy for way too much money at McDonald's. Fraction of the cost, fraction of the calories, all the taste. You ready for this adventure? Let's get started. All right, you're gonna need 6 to 8 hamburger buns. Now, you can buy them at the store if that's what you want to do. However, I went ahead and threw some together for you yesterday. So here's what I did. I took 3½ cups of flour, 1 cup of lukewarm water, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 egg, 1/4 cup of sugar, 1 1/4 teaspoons of salt, and 1 tablespoon of yeast, and added it all to my stand mixer. I then allowed my mixer to do its thing and knead the dough until I had a soft and supple dough. I transferred that dough to my baking mat, and then I covered it and let it rise for 2 hours. At the end of 2 hours, it will be nice and fluffy. We're gonna divide that into 6 or 8 buns. Now I say 6 or 8 buns because it depends on how big you want your buns to be. I wanted these guys to be as big as a Big Mac, so I only went for 6. So divide those up, roll them into balls, and press them down lightly so that they have that bun shape. Now we're gonna let them rest again until they are noticeably puffy, which takes about an hour. Go ahead and preheat your oven to 375 and brush the buns with melted butter. And because Big Mac has sesame seeds on it, we're also going to egg wash the top of these buns and add our sesame seeds. Now we're gonna get into the oven and bake for 15 to 18 minutes. Now, because it was awfully humid here today, it took 18 to 22 minutes, but these buns turned out fantastic. Now, if you're not into making your own buns, just buy your own buns, it's fine. But here's what you're gonna need for the Big Mac itself. You're going to need 1 pound of ground beef, 2 cups of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of mustard, 2 tablespoons of sweet pickle relish, 1 1/2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of ground paprika, those hamburger buns, 2 tablespoons of minced onion, 1/2 cup of shredded lettuce, 2 tablespoons of dill pickle slices, 2 slices of American cheese, and salt and pepper. All right, so the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is get our sauce ready. So into the bowl, we are gonna put our mayonnaise, that mustard, all of the pickle relish, that vinegar, and all of our seasonings. And we're just gonna give that a good whisk. Now it's important that you do this step first because this needs to go into the refrigerator for about 10 minutes while we cook our patties and get everything else ready to go. It already smells like a Big Mac. I have not eaten a Big Mac in probably 20 years because I'm just not a fan of all the calories in a Big Mac, so I'm really hoping that this does it for me. All right, I'm gonna get this covered and into the refrigerator so that whenever we're ready for it, it's ready for us. All right, the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut our buns in half. That way they're all ready to go when it's time for assembly. I have not cut into these obviously since yesterday when I cooked them and shot that one video, but they smelled very good. And my son actually came in and was like, hey, what are the buns for? Can I have them? And I'm like, no, they're for dinner. Don't touch. So let's look on the inside. Look at how beautiful you could make your hamburger buns. They look gorgeous and they smell really good. They're nice and light and for a fraction of the cost. Now, because these are Big Macs, you know that they have the extra bit of bread. So we're gonna have bread, middle, and then bottom like this. So make sure that you have plenty. If you're making 3 burgers, make sure you have 6 buns. If you're making 4 burgers, make sure you have 8 buns, so on and so forth. Now, none of the recipes that I saw had you doing them in the air fryer, which is why I want to do them in my air fryer, because you know that cuts the calories. No oil, no fat. All right, now let's work on our patties. So, not exactly sure how big to make our patties. This is only a pound of meat. And so I am just going to do my best to shape them and get them evenly distributed throughout all 3 of our burgers. So that's about 5.33 ounces per burger. So maybe I will measure it and then we'll separate it into 2 patties and go from there. Okay, 5 ounces of meat. Yeah, that's pretty good, 5.3. That seems like very small burgers, but maybe it will be fine. Okay, so apparently we're supposed to make 2 very thin burgers out of this. Okay, so each patty needs to be about 2.65 ounces. 2.85, 2.65. You don't have to be this exact whenever you do it, I promise. Okay, so all 3 of these are the perfect size. All right, so now we are going to take our hamburger press from Pampered Chef. I'm gonna put a piece of parchment in it because then it makes it a little bit easier to pop those bad boys out. I'm gonna push it down and then let's see if we can get this to spread all the way out into one skinny little patty. That might be, oh yeah, oh yeah. I love the hamburger press. Bum, 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 look at that. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over and do it one more time. Because they're thin patties, they will not take long to cook at all. Okay, actually what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna right away put salt and pepper on them using my Linker salt and pepper shakers, and I'm gonna put them right onto my tray here. That way they're already ready to go and I don't have to get another piece of parchment. It's so weird how very thin they are. Okay, let's keep one hand clean for the salt and the pepper. All right, and 3 on each tray will probably be just fine. Alternately, I guess I could have just salt and peppered all of the meat before I pressed them out. It's fine. All right, now that the burgers are done, let's go ahead and get them into our air fryer. Now, I'm not exactly sure how long these are gonna air fry for. Oh, there's a rack in there, weird. I think that I'm gonna try about 8 minutes, 4 minutes on one side to flip them over and do 4 minutes on the other, and maybe rotate the racks after 8 minutes and do 4 minutes more. We're just gonna watch it. So I will let you know how long this actually takes in just a moment, but that's what I'm gonna go with. So air fry, 400 degrees, 4, let's try 8 and then swap and turn at 8 at the 4. Okay, be back. Okay, after 4 minutes, the top ones look like they're browning, the bottom ones not at all. So I am gonna swap them. All right, it did indeed take about 12 minutes. These are just about to come out. And you guys, I can hardly wait. Okay, so for assembly, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take our beautiful sauce, give it a stir. We are going to put the sauce on the bottom bun and smear it around. And then we are going to put the lettuce down, and you want to make sure you have plenty of lettuce. Burgers are now done. And according to the pictures I've seen, you put the cheese down first. Now we go for burger. And look at these guys. Now, I feel like I needed more than the size of burgers that were there, but that's okay. I feel like they're a little small, but for future, maybe make your burgers a little bigger. Okay, now we're gonna take our other half. We are going to paint it with Big Mac sauce. And I think we're going to do this. Whoop. And then we're gonna do everything all over again. But this time we're gonna put the Big Mac sauce on the top of your bun. We're also going to put 1 tablespoon of minced onion. Now, I am going to use the easy onions from Spice World because that smells the most like what I would be getting at McDonald's. So I'm just gonna guesstimate about a tablespoon of onion and spread it around. Then we are gonna put 3 or 4 pickles. However many pickles sounds good. We're also going to put more lettuce on the top. And again, another piece of cheese on the top. And then our burger. Chink. And maybe a little bit more of the sauce on this side of the bun, just because it looks all bare. And then here we go. Let's assemble. Let's slap it together and see what we got. You ready? Oh my. That was pretty good. Okay, never mind the fact that you can't see the hamburger in there. Next time, bigger hamburgers. Looks like a Big Mac to me. That's a huge, huge hamburger. Oh my goodness. I don't even know how I'm gonna get that into my mouth, but it looks similar to a Big Mac. The question is that too much bread? Probably, but let's see if we can get a Big Mac. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to bite it. I can't even get my mouth on it. Oh my goodness. Okay, other than the fact that that's a lot of bread, I taste like I'm eating a Big Mac. Ooh, oh my goodness. I know it's been a hot minute since I had a Big Mac, but that's what I remember it tasting like. Oh wow. So a couple things I suggest doing differently. Number 1, smaller buns. Instead of 6 buns, do 8 buns, go with that. Humongous buns, and that's way too much bread. I feel like that much bread would have been fine. Maybe making it into 3 layers of 1 bun. That might have worked out. The patties, they need to be more than 3 ounces of patty. They probably should be 5 ounces per each layer. But other than that, everything else tastes fantastic. There is this, and it was so easy. So easy. And this is delicious. I can't wait to get off here and gobble this up and serve this to my guys. I'm gonna give them less bun though. I'm gonna see what they have to say, but I'm gonna guarantee that they're gonna be like, this is really good. Where's more? Because I didn't make that much. Oh well, next time. All right, you guys, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure. You wanna see me do another Big Sandwich Company clone? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you on the next adventure. Bye. I'm not kidding. That is so good.